Let's go. We're all excited. East vs. West was amazing. We all recapped that, except me. I had a great experience.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I wasn't here. Fantastic experience. I would do it again. I would hire someone that's really intelligent about common sense. You know, like, guys, it's really fucking hot in here. Home Depot is
HVAC guy?
around the corner of every city. You don't even need the HVAC guy. You go to Home Depot and get big fans and plug them in.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Just airflow. If there was just airflow, it could have been hot. It's okay. It was the lack of airflow that almost made, like, my breathing at one point was weird.
Yeah.
My wife turned and was like, are you good?
Are you doing cardio?
I was like,
He was struggling.
Yeah.
Like there was most of the time he was like,
yeah. It was getting me.
I was like, oh shit.
Damn.
I was just praying that I wasn't going to get nauseous the whole time.
Yeah.
Because then I was going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just suck.
Yeah, it would suck. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no not sticking it out for sure. Like people leaving, I was like, you guys are crazy.
Well,
What an event.
now that we talk about leaving, when we ordered Chick-fil-A, you know, like that was kind of an interesting part because they had like snacks outside the room, right? But it was so long that it was like, you had to like order food.
Yeah.
You had to order food. Like there was no
Everybody
way to-
Ubered something.
6.5 hours.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, they had like $10 hot dogs.
Yeah, yeah,
like, what?
yeah. I was like,
we're at the
Boiled hot dogs.
We're at the Sheridan.
Boiled hot dogs.
Boiled hot
Let's
dogs.
relax.
Boiled hot dogs are good, bro.
I love boiled hot dogs.
Yeah,
but
boiled hot
I'm not
dogs
paying
are good.
$10 for
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, they're good for feeding your
I was like-
6-year-old.
We DoorDashed
doesn't.
Chick-fil-A to the hotel. It was easy, but I was like, no, I think about it. Damn, like I don't know that I've ever
It was a great event.
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I know is if I had ordered 200 baby fans and got them
I was talking about
got
that.
them sent
You
over
probably would've
one
killed
day,
it.
Yes, yeah.
and sold them at the door
Yeah.
for $10.
10?
10 bucks.
Yeah.
50?
Forget
Forget 10.
Oh. 40. Two $20 bills.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Yeah.
You would have sold them all.
All of them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we talked about it.
Yeah.
Somebody
know.
actually went to Walmart and bought one. I was like, you didn't buy
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is
I was like, I would literally give you $100 right now if
I
you
bet
had
you
one.
most
She had a
people
big
would.
one.
Yeah.
I was like,
a little
yeah,
AC?
I'm serious though. I would literally give you $100.
Yeah.
I know.
Big fan right
It
now.
was
It would have
so
changed my
hot.
life.
Yeah, it would.
So
Yeah.
The
Even if the
6.5
person
hour
next to me had one, it
show,
would have
yeah.
changed my life.
The person behind me, Dane Sellers, shout out to Dane Sellers, his wife,
She had one.
she's the one that had one.
And she probably felt
Sick.
bad
Well,
for
here's
how
the
big
deal.
you are and like hit you with
She's
here's
like,
the deal.
this guy
She's
really
like,
needs
well, we're going to Disney
one.
World after this, so you know, I just
Yeah.
like I went to Walmart and got some fans and didn't think it was going to be hot here,
Yeah.
but we got in here and I realized how hot it was, so I went up to the room and grabbed it. And throughout the day, they're like watching the show, and she would accidentally hit me with it, and I'd be like,
You have to
Oh, good.
Thank God that my wife is a forward thinker, because she already had one. And she had like one of the good ones from like China.
Yeah.
And so she would like hit herself up, and then I was like,
pretty sure
oh.
they're all from China.
Yeah, they're all.
But this one was really from China. She actually bought it from there.
She went to the factory.
They keep the good ones for themselves.
Yeah.
You think it says made in China or it says made in country?
Right?
It's probably made in China. Made in country. No. They have the name of the person who made it.
Made by.
That's the only, like, we get excited. We're like, oh, that shit's American.
Yeah, made in the
They
USA.
don't do
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Not at all.
Well, they steal everything.
They get
from
excited
us.
about other people's shit.
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get it?
So I can make it for cheaper.
Yeah. But that was a really cool experience. Just my tell on that was fucking amazing.
And
I would go again.
all the athletes, even hearing from Devin, hearing him say that this is the best event that he's ever been to, that speaks volumes.
Well, he also did other things while he was there. Like he went on that river ride with his whole family and everybody that came. And it's like, that's the cool shit that needs to happen. And probably shout out to fucking Chance and his dad and all those people for helping them coordinate
Sarah
that.
and
And Sarah
Mikey.
and yeah.
Yeah.
That's what is needed, not just going to the event, but
Well, I mean, it's like
experiencing where
hosting
you
any men's
are.
trip of any sort.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great arm wrestling day.
Yep.
Then we're going to go do this. Then we're going to go do that. And you're like, well, sign me up,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Take my money. That was great.
Make a thing out of it.
Yeah, we hit the beach. The beach was amazing. Yeah. It was just a beautiful adventure.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Take us where you're going.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Ingen released that video of
Chance
Devin versus Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of been trending. Everybody that didn't see the pay-per-view got to see, the way the match turned out. Chance sort of ending up in a flop wrist press, going forward against Devin. Devin's elbow coming off the back of the pad. The first time it happened, first round, Devin fouls out. Right, Chance comes away with the win.
Chance comes away with a double banger that he didn't even know he threw.
Yeah.
Now
I told him after, and he goes, "No, I didn't." And I was like, "Bro, you don't."
Yeah, you did.
There is a screenshot of you fucking. There's dust up from the chalk, and you're fucking crazy eyed.
He had an ADD moment.
The brilliance in losing it like that is everything. It's why the sport's great, right
awesome. There. Yeah. So what you didn't get to see in that video was the ref, Risto, going to the commentary booth to watch a replay.
Yeah.
To see if Chance, because Devin was accusing Chance of pushing his elbow off. Yeah. Risto watches the replay after a few minutes, determines that there's no foul, intentional foul. Next round was the next round or 2 rounds later. Same thing happens, but this time Risto calls a foul on Chance. Intentional foul pushing Devin's elbow off the pad. So anyway, there's a lot of talk right now about people, people talking about Chance elbow fouling against Devin. Was it a foul? Was it not?
I wish that foul was gone.
Yeah.
I wish the rule was protect your elbow.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're going back, I go back. Willie has definitely full pressed me.
It's a fight.
Yeah. And I'm going to...
Yeah. I think if
you want to push me off, try.
Yep, exactly.
I'm going to work position against you.
You know, it's interesting. I think that rule stems from the change of the elbow pad design. I talked to Leonard about this, Leonard Harkless, for a while today. He was talking about the old elbow pads were donuts. You didn't have people elbow fouling with their elbow coming off the side or coming up either because you couldn't see the elbow fouls coming up. It didn't come off the side because the elbow's contained. People nowadays have to protect their elbow. And not only that, but when you go to pin somebody and you're on the side of your arm, you don't even know where your elbow is in relation to the back of the pad. Yeah. You can't tell where your elbow is.
Right.
There's no way for you to know where your elbow is, right? So you have to protect your elbow.
Yeah.
So the design of our elbow pads and the sport that we're all in forces us to protect our elbows, and that's where this rule came from.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I know that I didn't have a problem with that until I went against Danny Gillian at the Southern Qualifiers last year. And I'd never arm wrestled somebody that arm wrestles like him, where he comes forward.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for it, and my elbow came off the back. And I'm like, It was so fast. It wasn't like a slow thing. It was just we were here, he was stuck, and then that was his move, to pin me on the corner of the pad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's different to think about me having to find a way to kind of stay forward, even though that's not the lane I'm going in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't go
to keep yourself on the back.
Yeah, kind of, I go backwards. So it's like, if he's, I don't know, it's just another way to think about arm wrestling. So I'm kind of 50-50 on the rule.
Like those Bulgarian dudes.
Yeah.
That little man laid in this shit.
Yeah.
Like, he laid in forward.
Yeah.
He laid into you.
Yeah.
In a way that made you, and it pushes you all the way to the back.
Yeah.
And you had to either meet it or you had to go right through.
Right.
Almost forcing side pressure.
Right.
Fucking rad fucking press.
It's interesting that people can make you arm wrestle how they want you to arm wrestle. It might not be comfortable for you. Yeah. So that's just another part. It's like, man, that's fucking interesting.
Another tool in the game.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it's controversial is because you're scoring points, a foul, towards a win.
Yep.
By giving somebody a foul.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's like normally you get points by them making a mistake and giving themselves a foul or pinning somebody.
Right. Right.
But now
you're
changing
tricking the game.
Well, you change the game. Yeah, you're trying to change
Right,
the
and
rules
that's-
so that you're giving somebody a foul.
Yeah.
So that we're changing the philosophy of the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like Paul Lynn's match, and I see that in the other matches that he has, where he's so, I don't know what he's doing, but he's just so tight, and he's keeping everything, and if somebody surges to the side, his elbow comes off, and I'm like, is he not trying to pec deck to keep it in? Where is he trying to go instead? But it seems like that happens a lot with people that are really strong, pulling backwards, whatever. But I always see that,
Getting blown off,
getting blown off the side. And it's never like, it seems like it's never a strength issue. It's like a surprise. Like they're doing the opposite action and then it's like, fuck. Oh, like I got pushed off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's super controversial. Like how do you...
But if you just got rid of the rule and said protect your elbows,
I mean, there are ways.
it just changes the game.
There are ways to disguise it, which
It makes
may
them
or
more
may not
defensive too. By
be
the way,
what Chance was doing. It was disguising what was an intentional foul.
I think
Him
that's exactly what he's
giving-
doing.
intentionally giving Devin a foul.
While I was
Which is
watching,
why the
I
ref
thought
gave
that's
him
what he
a
was
foul.
doing.
Right, exactly. That's what it looked like. So, which is why he eventually got the foul the
Right.
second time
Right.
it happened. But you could do the same thing in a referee's grip. You know, which is part of the master referee test, by the way.
Really?
Probably the hardest fucking part of the whole test. It gets me every time I take it.
Oh, rolling the hands.
We're in a referee's grip, and we close our thumbs, and I close my hand, and now you close your hand.
Yeah, rolling your. That's what I
You
mean.
just bent your wrists.
Yeah.
Foul.
Yeah.
Move in a rest grip.
Yeah. You can force them.
Yeah.
To
I
get
just
fouled.
made you
Yeah,
move in a referee's
Yeah.
grip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same kind of thing. It's a little different because you can't keep that from happening by not bending your wrists and loosening your grip.
Yes.
So
I mean, I kind of did it to.
That's a little silly.
I
though,
did it
because
to
it's-
Caleb.
You're not even fighting.
To get the other side of the buckle.
Yeah, it's a good
Me and
way to
Caleb
use
went,
fouls to get an advantage.
And he was trying to get to where he wanted to go, and I kind of just gave, and they call a foul on him and switch the buckle side. No, switch whose hand close first.
Right, exactly.
Nice.
That's what it was.
That's what it was, yeah.
I wanted my
I
hand
know
close
what you
first,
meant. Yeah.
and he was very upset.
Yeah.
I wasn't even good enough to know what I was doing. I was willing to foul to get my hand close first,
Yeah.
but it worked in my favor.
yeah, but you were just using the rules to your advantage.
Yeah.
Which.
But I wasn't trying to make him get a foul. I was trying to get a foul myself, really.
Gotcha.
Now, question I have. So say Golden Dragon versus Michael Todd or even fucking Jerry Caderet. Those guys, when they flop wrist, they're constantly trying to bring it in to push down. What if they didn't? What if
Well, the
instead
pin
of
has to be on the winning side, right? Winning position.
yeah? What do you mean? Like if Camille brought it here and Michael Todd was out here like this, and instead of coming down, he went out.
He pushed.
pushed his
Michael
elbow.
Todd. Do you think
Right.
you could push Michael Todd off? Because it's like it's not. You're protecting your.
Yeah, honestly,
But Michael
it's
Todd's
so
back
you
here.
can't read somebody's mind.
But I'm just saying, like
No,
that's
it's a
where the
great
controversy
question.
comes
It's
in.
a
Because
great
I
question.
don't think that they think like that.
What you're trying
you
to
know?
do, what you're doing as a referee when you make the call that, oh, you're intentionally giving him a foul, is you're making an accusation.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
No,
You
they
don't
weren't going
know.
for a win.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't
that's-
know that you're intentionally
That's
giving him a
golden
foul.
right there.
I'm making an accusation, right? I can't read your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So if Camille, to answer your question,
Yeah.
if Camille went forward more instead of more towards the elbow
Yeah.
pad,
Yeah.
if he just looked straight down at his hand and went straight down, I believe it.
Yeah.
That he's genuinely, legitimately trying to pin him.
Yeah.
But if he's looking at Michael's elbow as he goes forward, then
You're
no.
like,
Right?
Yeah.
So the key is
that fair to say?
look at their hand,
Yeah.
not their
Exactly.
elbow.
Always
and
look
blow
at
that
yours.
bitch right off the back.
You heard it here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
But that does make sense.
I think
Intent,
any
intent.
referee would tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any honest referee
Yeah. Would be
with
like,
integrity is going to tell you that. Yeah, we don't know.
We
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing about slipping, right?
Yeah. If it's
Yeah, well,
intentional.
exactly.
Telling what an intentional slip is and not.
Right.
You know, there's like
No, I mean-
guidelines, but like
Yeah, no, I tell people, like, make
make
it look real.
like you're
Put a finger on this. Put a finger, one finger. Just a finger.
yeah,
You know?
Make it look good.
Yeah.
make it look good.
Right? High five, bro. We're gonna make it look good. Right?
Yeah.
This is crazy, kind of, if you think about it.
Yeah. It's really
It's
These are
like-
the rules.
Yeah.
We're bound by the rules. We're talking about IFA
right,
rules
right,
at a tournament
right,
here,
right,
right?
Yep.
So when we're talking about flash pin tournaments
Yeah,
or super match series, it's different.
Yeah.
We have our own rules.
Yeah.
We get to
Yeah.
play with, you know.
Yeah, it's
play by.
It's so interesting.
So yeah, so there's been lots of discussion. It's always fascinating for me to see these comments, you
Yeah.
know, from people
Oh,
and their
what-
take on the rules.
Any good ones that you can remember?
Leonard's.
Really? What are you saying? What are you
Leonard
saying?
Harkless, yeah.
What do you say?
I don't really read them,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest, anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I've just kind of like read Leonard's and moved on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what Leonard says. Leonard usually just drops knowledge bombs on
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Right. This is what it is. Yeah.
This is
what it is. Yeah.
But what's interesting about Leonard is he can quote WAF rules, IFA rules, or he could be like, "Oh, that's an old AAA rule. You know, we got rid of that, or that carried over from AAA." You know,
Right.
so
Interesting.
yeah, really cool conversations. But told him about our event
Yeah.
coming up
Yep.
next weekend.
Awesome.
Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yep.
It's like it's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Maybe we can send Leonard a link.
Yeah.
Would love to get his take on
His
the
critique
event,
on you
his
and the-
critique on me. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be
That's-
great.
That's what I loved. Yeah, any referee for that matter out there.
Like, I'm sure you got a lot
It's
of
worth their
critiques
salt.
when you were over at East versus West.
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. I spent 7 hours on the table
Yeah,
at
dude.
Risto
I know.
at East versus West.
You're like a giddy child.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because I paid to do the VIP experience.
Dude,
and
you
I
were
got
about to
take
pass
pictures and
out.
stuff.
Like you want.
I won't
like
talk
you didn't.
about that.
You didn't even care. You're like, I just want to be here.
Yeah.
I was like, here's a fucking bar, dude, before you die.
He saw us in the crowd and he was like,
"Help
I
me."
need food.
Sustenance, please.
And we were like, oh shit. And you were eating hot granola bar.
Dude, apparently the bracket guys told me after the next day, they were like, "You looked white."
Yeah. You were
And I was
a
like,
ghost.
seriously?
Yeah, you
Like,
were a ghost.
I didn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you looked rough.
Yeah.
I was like, you
No,
look
no.
white, dude. We were concerned for you.
Yeah.
So thank you
Who was the
for
announcer?
having my back. Chance Shaw was one of the announcers. James Reed was the other guy.
yeah,
He's
James
FAO
Reed.
Oh, that's
guy.
right, James Reed.
Yeah, James Reed. So anyway, yeah, so I showed up. I brought my ref gear. I asked Inge and I was like, "Hey, are you gonna need an extra ref for the tournament?" He's like, "I'm pretty sure they have it covered, but thanks for the offer." I was like, "Cool, whatever." Brought my ref gear anyway, you know, just hoping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those fans, the super fans
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
NFL games that sits with like a full gear.
They might call me in.
Put me in, coach. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Put me on the team. That's kind of how I felt. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't come suited up.
Yeah. But it was on
But
deck.
yeah, I was with Austin and Austin Papson. And so when we got to the tournament, Riso was there. And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a senior referee. You know, can I get a picture?"
Yeah.
And so we took a picture. I was like, "By the way, do you need any help with the tournament refereeing? I have my stuff." He's like, "You got your gear?" And I was like, "I can go suit up right now." He's like, "Go ahead."
Nice.
I was like, "Okay." So right upstairs.
Yeah. Skip. I saw it.
Yeah, just about. So I suit up in the room, come back down, spent 7 hours on the table with Risto. It was fucking awesome. He's a great ref.
Yeah.
Learned a bunch of stuff from him. A lot of it was stylistic kind of things, like little things that referees do different from one another. We had some pretty cool conversations about why we do some of the things we do differently.
Yeah.
Really interesting conversation. He's a great ref. And he let me do most of the head reffing. Pulled the tournament at the end of the day. Took second left, first right, or first left, second right, the amateurs. So told him about the event as well. Got to learn those East versus West rules. So the tournament, you're using the same rules that they use for East versus West.
Yeah, so hopefully that is Camille's brother, cousin, something. It looks very similar to him, but he was complaining about it. And so was David Hobbs. He was like, man, they are wicked strict about what you can do here. And I'm like, well,
that's the rules.
What do you expect? These are the rules. Yeah. I would hope that they enforce rules.
At all. Like they weren't calling bobbles.
Yeah.
He thought that they were.
I even saw when
like moving in a rest grab is a warning.
I think the last round for Zilla and Evgeny, dude, Todd's elbow was kind of off, and I was like, it is what it is.
Interesting. I mean, sometimes refs miss calls, so that's probably what happened there.
Yeah.
You saw it off the pass.
But I didn't mind it though. I felt like I saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
If you're an arm wrestler from Poland, if it is Camille's brother, you're probably pulling WAF.
Right.
And those are super strict. Those are relatively strict.
I think those are strict.
The only thing that killed me is moving in the rest grip. Holy shit!
Yeah, they were.
The shoulders were crazy.
I feel like they do not.
I'm talking like set shoulders. When you set my shoulders, I'm like, I don't like where it's at. I'm here. But set shoulders and guys would go.
Yeah.
Or they would go.
Yeah. Well, that's not new. I mean, that's like every match.
It was like every match. I just feel like you gotta call it.
I'm talking about like that's every match that I rep at tournaments too. That's not new to East versus West.
No, I'm with you. I just think we gotta call it.
Yeah.
Well, or just like with the elbow shit, just get rid of it. Let people put their fucking shoulders wherever they want.
Yeah, I like that
because it's a lot of setup. Like if you think about when I watch refs set the hands, you can try to see out of your peripheral people's shoulders coming out of alignment, but there's too much because then you go, okay, shoulder, and then you're back here, and then it's like shoulder, and then the hand moves. Your hand moves when your shoulder.
Yeah.
But if you let Camille start like this, he's killing everyone.
I just don't know what to do about it. I feel the same way about elbows.
Yeah.
Forcing somebody off the back and being like, well, no, you just have to not come off. It's like, well, this fucking pad is like a platform. It's, it's like the donut used to make sense. And then that table that Ian made makes sense. It stops that. Because then the bobbles happen all the time. You'll never see it.
Yeah.
But with these pads,
talk about problems.
It's
a highlight.
problem.
That's how we should just go back to WAL fucking pads. Let's just do that.
Well, I mean, you still have the problem, but it's. I like that it goes to the back.
So we have 7.5 inch pads.
I love all
coming for our
nice.
7.5 inch.
What's the normal size?
7 by 7.
Oh, we're
so is it
7.5
to the
by
rear or to
7.5
the side?
Of the whole thing.
Oh, so it increases.
7.5 by
7.5 by 7.5.
Thanks.
That's a big pad.
I'm all about more playing field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I don't care at all. Rock on, great.
Yeah.
So quite a bit more
real estate.
Square
to wrestle
inches.
on.
So that's a game changer.
Yeah.
When you talk about, it doesn't matter where your shoulder is. It doesn't matter where your humerus is. We're all professionals in this sport, and you're just fighting. And we're all, like if you could break somebody's arm in a submission in jiu-jitsu, you should be able to put your bones at risk.
Snap them bitches in half.
Snap that bitch in half in arm wrestling.
Yeah, right? From like kids to teenagers. I think the problem is though when it comes to the setup, we're talking about an advantage.
That's
like
my
you
problem.
pointed out.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah, if Camille's on top of it, but if he's just like here
that's
and
different
then
from his shoulder going over center.
Yeah.
Should we allow that?
Oh, that's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
That's not an
But-
advantage, though. That's fair game.
So the
We're in a
biggest
fight.
problem that I have with that shit is the imaginary lines.
Yeah.
Like where's center? Because I watch people try to set hands in the middle of the table, and it's like you're clearly on the other guy's side of the
Yeah.
fucking table.
Yes.
And I think it's hard to see that every time.
Yeah,
and some
having a
people's
laser
that was-
projection
depth
down.
perception is probably not the best,
Yeah.
and they just don't understand. It's like that's not starting fair. Ready, go.
Dude,
you know,
and don't get me wrong, I was so happy to see Zilla win.
Yeah.
That was another thing that I saw in that match. How much more Evgeny was on Zilla's
Side,
side. It was
yeah.
kind of crazy. It was
and
kind
I
of crazy.
think it has to do with obviously form
Yeah,
length.
yeah.
But it's the comfort comes in too, like you were saying, setting the shoulders. Sometimes they set your shoulders and you're like,
I don't
oh, this
like
is fucking
it.
terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like to start like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And it's the same with people with longer forms, people with shorter
Yeah.
forms. It's like the shorter form guy. Usually the
Especially
longer
if you
form guy
train-
has to
If
get
you
fu-
don't, if you
Yeah,
train
if
at the
you're
front of the
training
pad
here-
versus the back,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah, it's a
shit!
huge
It
difference.
changes
It's
everything.
like, fuck.
Like especially if you set a hook from the center of the pad,
Yeah.
and they drag you to the
To
front.
the front, and you're like,
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I like your style where you want both guys to have pad, right? You're gonna move this guy backward. You're here. Okay, we'll move you backward. Because like if you move me
forward.
all the way
Yeah,
forward,
Yeah.
ooh, you
It's
could
so
change someone's
different.
whole game.
Yeah.
So that
it's
was
so
one
different.
difference between Hristo and Leonard. Harkless.
Really? They
Yeah.
do it differently?
Yeah, they do that differently. Leonard always starts by moving both athletes 2 inches from the front of the pad.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Back.
And he was like, when I was with WAF, that's what I taught all the referees. Every master ref started by moving elbows 2 inches from the front of the pad.
Okay.
And then from there, you move the longer arm back
Forward
further.
or back further.
Back further. Because the longer arm has to come, webbing has to come
Yep.
down further,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So the longer arm's elbow comes back a little
Instead
bit
of
more
moving the short guy
than
forward.
2 inches.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. The reason for that is because when you're both at the front of the elbow pad and we're like gripped up, especially with a strap, you cannot cap your thumb.
No. There's like a huge
Well,
gap.
and you can't match the webbing. And
No,
when
you can match the webbing if the
but you
arms are
have
the
to.
same
Yeah.
length.
It's
Oh no,
the same length.
I'm talking about different.
Different length. Yeah.
But if they're the same length and they're both at the front of the pad, especially if there's a strap, you cannot cap your thumb. So you have to. I have people all the time. They're like, I can't close my thumb, especially if you have a short thumb. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Right. So we do this. Now you can cap your thumb.
Yeah.
Everybody's angle changes.
Yeah.
You're closing your thumb at a different angle.
Yeah.
You can cap your thumb.
Right.
Christo's like, no. Like, we don't do that. You just move the longer arm back.
Yeah.
And that's good
I-
enough.
Such a
I
disadvantage.
wish
Yeah.
there was a more objective way for the arm wrestler to know where center was.
Yeah.
Like both ways, so that you can train there.
I always get. I'm taller, so it's easier for me. But I get right over my hand. Yeah.
All of us can do that.
Yeah, I can't do that. I have a short
enough.
torso,
Yeah,
so
you
like
certainly
I'm
can.
looking and I'm like,
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
You do.
am I in the center? They say it's center. I don't know if it is or not.
But like, shouldn't every table just be drawn with a
Yeah.
little circle that represents center?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But where would you?
And the center would be directly like your phone.
Yeah. But would it be
be
at
the
your
line.
knuckles? Would it be at your wrist? Like where's?
Center would be
At your thumb knuckles.
Yes.
Yeah.
This would be center.
right in the middle of your thumbs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So
and you would center the thumb knuckles.
yeah, through your hand down
Yep.
to the dot on the table.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, we should have.
That's all I'm saying. Like we need to do that, and the measurement needs to be perfect in the sense that this is the center of the table. This is where your thumb knuckles need to be.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but
Mazurenko tables
you
are
would
designed
dot
that
the
way,
table,
aren't they?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Mazurenko tables
would
are
put
two
a
different
cross.
colors.
yeah, but you would have to mark it, and then
Pretty
if
sure.
you have different size elbow pads, that measurement is going to change.
Yep.
So it's like,
You have
but
to
we just don't
remark
do
it.
that. Yeah.
And somebody needs to
But, like-
create a laser technology.
Yeah,
for
there
the
needs to
table.
be some
have to.
kind of
It
something.
has to be created
Sensors, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen because
I have a lot to say about that.
I don't know.
I don't think there's much that you think you can do with lasers. I don't think there's much that you can do with lasers you think there is. I think that like it's perfect for setup.
Yeah, I think it just
Telling me
for
where-
setup.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Like,
you
just
are
had a
really
laser
good at
coming
telling
up
where you're
and you
in
can
the
see
center,
it.
but the head ref is like, that's not center. You're like, dude, no, I'm in the center.
Yeah.
I train here all the time.
Yeah.
This is the center on the table. Nope, you have to come forward. No, like that. Now I'm fucked. I'm outside
the
of my
referee
game.
knows because we're looking from. I'll tell you how I know. I'm looking from peg to peg.
Yep. But that's an
I'm
imaginary
standing at
line
one
also.
peg and I'm looking down at the other peg. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at your thumb and I'm lining the thumbs up with the peg.
But some people's
But not
eyes.
everyone's 6'5", dude.
But not just that.
Right, well, the people
Not-
that are shorter than 6'5",
Yeah.
you know what they do?
What do they do?
They look at the peg under the hands. So it's the same thing, but now the peg's under the hands.
No, you can line up a peg depending on which side you're standing on. You can look
I see
at the
what
left side and line up the pegs
Yeah.
straight
Show
across
me.
from each other. So if you're looking
Yeah,
this
you
way,
can just kind of create
you
an imaginary
I can
line.
make my eyes
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
with the depth
Exactly.
perception
Sure, of course,
Yeah.
you could.
change. So it's
Definitely.
like, no, that looks
No,
straight.
you're right.
That looks like the
Absolutely,
center of the
you
table.
could, Which is why you have to be very careful.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like now
No,
we're leaving
that's a
it
great
up
point,
to
but
somebody else.
You have to be very careful about where you put your head, and it has to be right.
Right,
above
right
this
in
peg.
the-
So I put that in my belly button.
Yeah. I see you do
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
I do see you do that.
Yeah, I
lifts his
press-
shirt.
I press-
Like, this is the line.
Just attach a little string to it. Wait a
Touches
minute.
it, he's like, it's cold. And then he lines.
No, I always press my gut up against the table,
Yeah.
the thing first, and then I take it away so it's not awkward.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were doing that just for
And
pleasure.
you're like, hey, man,
Yeah, you do it all the time. I'll grab the thing next to you, and I'm like, you know what?
can we?
We'll just set up like that.
Is that not an issue?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to set up in like a referee's
It's-
grip, and you're like trying to put your hand, but the ref is like,
It's an issue.
Yeah.
and you're like,
Short arm refs.
Yeah, I don't know how many dudes I've had to wait till they're done and just my arms here.
Especially when you have short
And
arms
I'm
and a gut.
Yeah.
Then you're in trouble.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm sliding it in.
Shout out to Leonard
I'm
Harkless.
just doing it.
Yeah, I'm on Leonard's fucking belly button.
Exactly, yeah.
You just, yeah. I'm gonna do that next time. Just put my hand on him.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Oh,
Because,
man.
yeah, they get right up on it.
Anyway. That's how I look at center.
Yeah.
So as far as lasers go, I think that's really the only application.
Yeah,
is
just for
knowing
setup.
where center is from one peg to
I
the
don't
other.
think for painting or anything.
I don't think it's
But if
I
you
think
just had a
it-
laser right in the middle going straight up,
Yeah.
maybe.
Just this, or yeah, it can be invisible.
because I want to see it on the top coming down.
So where would you place
the
it?
Have to be
Coming
from
down.
hanging
Oh,
from the
from the
ceiling, and we
ceiling?
would adjust the table based
Yeah.
on where it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, that stays,
ceiling.
and then you move the table
Cool.
and make sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that would
I
be
think
really
Which is
sick.
something that we
Maybe-
thought about doing.
Yeah.
Me and Ian. But
Get it together, Ian. Make it happen.
yeah. It would help. It would be helpful, man.
Yeah, it would be tough. I don't know where you would get a laser like that. For starters.
You can use a construction laser.
There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
'cause it'll-
Home Depot.
Yeah, the only problem is it'll do the whole room though. Like that laser.
Well, you
I
can
think
tape
you
it.
can.
You can
I think
tape
you
it.
can.
Black tape.
Yeah, you could make it a single line or a crisscross or.
Yeah, just black tape. It could be on the floor a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't remember what the fuck they look like.
Unless it's on the
I don't even
floor.
know what you guys
Might
talking
be
about,
weird
so.
if it's coming down my face, you know?
Yeah. Now it would be.
You have a little helmet cam.
You could have it go
on.
the other way. Yeah, go down
It's a
there.
kind of weird idea. The visual from the ref
Yeah.
wearing like a GoPro.
On his head?
Yeah.
On his head?
Can you imagine? Oh, he's
That's in the
looking down.
fucking-
At it. Yeah.
Put a GoPro right in the right here, right?
Yeah. We could
That's too
absolutely do
crazy.
that. That's not too crazy.
Ah,
Oh, you think it's cool?
hell yeah.
A chest rig?
That sounds
easy.
amazing.
I
Chest
think
rig.
the ref
GoPro.
is moving way too much. And when I'm like,
Oh, you don't use the whole, every shot.
during the
You
match,
just
I'm
would be
mostly
like
bent
post-op.
over.
Yeah. After you just add in clips that are like usable, not
Right, exactly.
like oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, rules are fun to talk about. 'cause
We got one rule change for our event coming up, which
right.
is elbow fouls. We're going to allow bobbles,
Yep.
elbow bobbles, as long as it doesn't go over the perimeter of the pad. as long as there's no advantage gained or hand position change.
Yeah.
When the elbow's off the pad, it must come up.
So to
and
be
then come
very
straight,
clear, up and down looks like
must come up, come straight back down. Exactly.
this is a bobble.
Yep.
This is not a bobble. What if you lose?
Well, this is a bobble. This
I
doesn't
gain
bother
position.
me.
But
No,
that's-
not really though, because in that moment you didn't gain position. In that moment you didn't gain
What
position.
if all
No,
of
no,
my
like,
gains are from?
yeah.
a little bobble.
That's gaining position.
Yeah.
That's gaining position.
What if it's
But
little,
even
though?
a little bit.
If little tiny ones,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Interesting. I
But,
love
but
it.
So
that
what I'm
could
gonna
be
say-
the only time
Yeah.
I'm making my gain is when
Is do that
on my bounces I'm making the gain.
because the
Yeah,
if
some
you come
people
up,
some
it's
people are
easier
like
to
that.
cut.
Yeah, some arm wrestlers are like that.
Yeah.
I think that it has to be a
You know,
foul.
and it's the same. Then they can apply a little bit of pressure and keep their elbow down if they want to. But
Yeah.
Would you warn them? Would you be like, keep your elbow down?
if your
Mid match,
elbows,
I'm in a fight and I'm bobbling crazy. Would you tell me to keep it? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think
I don't know.
if you're doing it to an
Actually,
excess,
You're not
it's going to be an
warning,
advantage.
You're not doing anything. You're just telling me I'm in a
probably
foul.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I probably wouldn't actually. That'd be
Tell you
considered
to do
coaching. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
But what if in the rules we said we would do it? What if in the rules we would say, we'll tell you if your elbow is coming off, like so you know you're doing it. Keep your elbow down.
No, I'm not going to tell you if your elbow's off, and you're going to know when you get an
Yeah.
elbow foul.
Yeah,
That's
I
when you know
think
your
like
elbow came
this,
off.
and then
crazy.
before the
Interesting.
event,
Yeah.
that's
If
your
you're worried
bonus.
about how far your elbow came off, then don't fucking let it
elbow
come
off.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my answer
Yep.
to you.
I
Not
say all
gonna
this
warn
shit.
you.
I have never been fouled out for elbows.
Yeah,
so
me
I just
neither.
don't
So,
even-
yeah.
We're talking about tiny little
have.
bobbles.
Yeah.
Just I'm not lifting my elbow.
Yeah, when people are just like trying really hard and it's like, oh shit,
Those are the only
and
ones
they
I
don't
feel
come off the
sad.
pad. Yeah,
I feel
those.
sad when they lose on that. Like,
Yes,
fuck.
Yeah.
yes.
Your CNS got weird.
It got really weird. You're already at the edge and you're like fighting, and it's like, oh fuck, you came back on, but
Exactly.
called the foul.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, are you really gaining an advantage if your elbow's doing this?
No, but
That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Because if the answer is yes, then we should consider not allowing it. But I'm not convinced that you're gaining an advantage when you're doing this.
I'll tell you what. The only thing that gives me pause
Why is that funny?
is
Because I
because
think you're gaining an advantage.
Let's hear
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Let's hear why.
especially so
That's the same reason he said.
Yeah.
Anytime you get height,
you can
the angle
it's
changes
yeah.
ever so
easier.
slightly.
That's
easier to
gaining
cover.
advantage, and that's hand position change.
But-
so those are
Yeah.
not allowed.
But like
But
Those
how
are,
do you-
those are gaining position.
any degree,
Or an
when
advantage.
Ian hits sideways, any degree off the pad he is makes it crazier.
Yeah.
Any degree.
Well, that's
so,
any-
Yeah, but
Like,
you cannot go
So I'm using Ian
sideways.
as yes, I'm using Ian as
You
an example.
cannot go sideways while your elbow's off the pad.
But
Straight
you
up,
can
straight
if
down.
it's going like
That's gaining a
this.
position. Right, which is not what Ian does.
But,
Let's be honest. That is
Yeah,
not what Ian does.
but it is the same thing.
Ian's doing
If
a
the
Louisiana
fight-
hop.
if
He's
the
doing
fight is
this.
here- If the
We
fight
all
is
see
here,
what Ian
and,
does.
and I stop you, and now you start bobbling me this
Yeah.
way. I stopped you until you started bobbling me this way.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone
That's
like
the only
Ian arm wrestling in a super match, like in a flash pin, he's going to know this rule, and he's probably going to use it to
I
his
could
advantage.
probably,
Right.
and I never thought about shaking somebody, but that is a great tactic.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, and I'm not even coming off, but if I can shake you,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's gonna work.
bro, I'm telling you,
Frank Callahan does
That's
it.
gonna work.
Frank does do it.
Yeah.
He does do it. Yeah. Yeah.
People probably laugh at him when he does that. Show me where it works.
Yeah, and I'm all about
see
there
that
not
work
being
somewhere.
fouls and everybody getting to fight and it being fun. So I mean, to
What
me,
we're trying to accomplish is an entertaining match that's fair, right? And so I'm not convinced. And by the way, it's not just me, right? I'm taking these rules from referees that are way better than I am, that have been doing it for a lot longer than I have.
Yes.
Okay, and they have thought about this a lot harder than I have. And this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it fair for athletes
to have
and
a
also
strength
as
contest.
entertaining as possible.
Yeah.
Which
And in
is,
the end, I want to have a strength
but
contest.
so
I'm with
the
you.
only problem that I have is that these guys have been doing this for a long time, and why have they not changed how fucking arm wrestling works? Because that is an extremely subjective foul to call, I think.
Well,
and
we have changed how arm wrestling works. We're seeing it now at East versus West.
Yeah,
That has changed.
Yeah.
And
But
there are reasons why it hasn't changed for organizations like WAF.
yeah.
Which is maybe another podcast.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's
Well-
go for it. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, we literally don't have to change the pads. That's how you stop that. Instead of creating rules to deal with the platform that we're playing
I
with.
think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Because then we don't even need the fucking rule. It's like, you won't even see it.
Yep.
And everybody can just arm wrestle.
I think that was
Yes.
that was sort of the conclusion of my conversation with Leonard.
Yeah.
Was the discussion about elbow pads.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna do it. We're gonna change it.
I'm very interested in changing that, because then it's like all that shit goes out the window. Nobody can fucking cry. We're not gonna, man, that wasn't an elbow foul. Man, I wasn't even trying to do that. I was just trying to arm wrestle. And you know, whatever, like you said, CNS gets fucked up. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Foul, loss. What? That sucks.
yeah, I think elbow pads need to go back to the donuts were fucking hilarious looking.
Super.
Something it could be. There's a lot we can do. Just keep a cap on it so we can be the ones to do it.
Leonard's point was, if you can make it so that it fits into a Mazurenko table, it will be adopted by IFA.
Yeah.
And potentially, maybe even WAF.
Does somebody have a Mazurenko table that we know?
I know Sean Hancock has one.
Okay, we should probably get one. All right.
Are there going to be
Best tables in the market.
running fouls?
Yeah.
No running fouls.
Okay,
no.
great. Nice.
That shit's chaos.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, if somebody figures out something with these elbow pads, that's gonna change the game.
Big
of
time.
arm wrestling,
Big time.
for
Yeah.
sure. And it's gonna change the rules.
It's not like somebody. We're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
This is, I mean, this is the great part about having all these productions too, like Arm Wars, having Flash Pin, is that you can just create your own shit.
Yeah.
You know, so and this is how we change the game.
Yeah, because this sport's been around for a long time, but it's still in its infancy because there hasn't been a general adoption on really anything
No
except
consensus.
the size of the table, maybe. Other than that, I mean, there's just such a wide variety of pads, pad heights. We have pin pads that are strings like Devin's table. You know, like there's just so much variation.
Rules, weight classes.
Weight classes. Like, we haven't even decided on weight classes. That's like number one in almost every sport.
I mean, shoot me fucking yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What
I
are
mean,
we doing?
I think there's even a possibility for evolution for the strap. I mean, I know that's been going on forever, but there has to be a design in someone's fucking brain, and
there has to be a figure eight.
Yeah.
There has to be a double looped strap.
Like a perfect one that it can never be like delineated.
Yeah,
I
It's
just
gonna be
feel like
hard.
that's not
but
really
like,
hard, and I'm
know.
not.
but no one's thought about it. It's so crazy.
I'm not an engineer.
well, it's like wrist sizes are different.
Yeah.
Hand length from down here to in the middle of your thumb is different. Where they
even
put
think-
it could be different.
I even think it should go on like a bracelet around right at the top. Of the hand. It should. I shouldn't be able to stifle your dope ass hand with
So
my
just lock it
dope
at
ass
the wrist.
forearm.
Yeah.
Because I can apply it smaller and nullify your hand. Your hand game should be strong.
Yeah.
It should be the bane of my existence. But
Yeah,
in a
'cause-
strap, it doesn't become that way.
So, do you think that the strap literally only connects one person to the other? Not.
No, I think it changes the sport completely.
Yeah.
I think that any of us that are good should be able to get to it. And that's not the argument. Like Scott Wynn would be like, well, hang on. No, my hand's not that good. When we get in the strap, I'm going to beat you. Because forearm size, like as the strap's applied, we all learn different tricks to get the strap.
I haven't learned any
favorable.
tricks yet. I still suck at it.
So favorably, I can get into that strap before your hand can get into my hand typically.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've had my hand taken and whooped.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, the first thing I'm able to nullify and make it more of a arm-on-arm match rather than a hand versus arm match.
Right.
Which Scott Wynn would agree. I'm sure he would say, yeah, the strap's annoying. I don't get to utilize my super weapon, which is the hand.
Right.
And I think the hand's important. If the strap on both of us, though, went around the wrist at the highest point of the hand, like a very obvious lines, they're on all of us. Now we're talking a fair strap for everybody. It's the exact same.
You think it still goes through the webbing of the hand?
Yeah, I think everything's still the same.
I think that
we should try it at practice.
Yeah.
All of us put it on like a bracelet.
So I think that you should just get stronger.
Yeah. That's another part.
That the strap doesn't affect your.
I'm with you.
Your hand.
I've said that from the beginning, but
also
I think
really easy to say it. I'm a long way from being that cool.
But
right?
also,
and I have a big hand.
But people with weaker hands should also get stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm
the one with the weaker hand.
But no, I'm just saying.
I agree.
Like it goes both ways. When I first came into this, everybody was like, "Nah, real arm wrestling's in the strap," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I feel like I can't do much in there."
But the reason they're telling you that is because when you get
Yeah.
good enough to compete at the highest level,
Yeah.
anybody who wants to go there is going to go there, and you can't help it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, cool, you're super grippy.
No, that's
But I'm going to get there. That's the only reason that matters.
that's fine. But there's way too many subjective ways
To get to
of getting to it.
Yep.
Where it's fair.
Yep.
And I don't think it's ever fair. I think it's what people like. Even when the ref puts it on, it's never fair.
No.
It's just like,
Yeah,
well,
the current circumstance is like
it's
where it sits on you
right.
is such a big deal.
And it always changes from round to round.
Fuck
from
yeah.
If
or
it gets
if I
fucked up, like
if
when
I
they put it on
from
again.
you and it loosens right here.
Yeah.
The
Like after
disadvantage is
they
severe. Yeah.
some do, like the European guys, I kind of like how they do it. I haven't been strapped up by them yet, but it looks like it works. They do this 3 ratchet, they make sure it's tight. But after that, it's like, well, what if when you close your hand now it slides down?
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta say,
So, like, it
the
never
Mazarenko
really
strap
stays.
is really different.
The what strap?
The Mazarenko strap. It is the same application, but because it has teeth, it feels wildly different to me.
Teeth is like number one. Like I don't know why all of the buckles don't have teeth.
Yeah, I've used it like a few different times, and every time I'm like, how have I not ordered this yet? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Let's get one set right this second.
Yeah. It's the biggest hurdle for me in arm wrestling was the strap.
Yeah.
And it still is. It's still like, I don't know what the hell I want to do.
I mean,
You
even
know you have a weapon. You
even
can-
Michael Todd says it.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's bringing. I think fucking Devin's going over there to work with him just purely on strapping.
strap, yeah.
Because Michael Todd's been arm wrestling probably longer than Devin.
Right.
And he's still like, I don't even know.
Right. Because for me, it's like, and now I'm trying to learn how to arm wrestle without my fingers, right? Because and I'm not even getting to that. But if the strap is tight enough to where I can't even flex my hand is completely fucking useless. To the point where like I can't even arm wrestle. Like it just opens up like this. You know what I mean? So at times I can make it to where it's like, oh, that feels really good, but I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
I don't take that
Or
look
what the
because-
ref did.
Yeah, or the ref, or me,
Yeah.
or random friend that comes over and puts the strap on. Like, I don't know what they did to make it feel good, and I can never replicate it. So it's like, I would love for someone like Devin to come to fucking Austin and be like, hey, this is how I think you should go on the strap. Like, that shit is fucking gold to me. You know, other people, they might just be like, oh, man, no, strap's easy. I feel good there, no matter what they do.
Man, I'm really stuck in my mind on this whole put the strap around like a bracelet. I think that it's awesome.
What do you, like,
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Figure 8?
No.
Just-
So we
just-
just put the strap on
right
normal, except that where it's around both of us
Yeah.
is at the highest point on our hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
Because there's so much that matters on how low I get it.
Yeah.
If you give it to me really low, I'm fucking killing you.
Yeah.
Anyone who relies on hand strength over bicep, fuck, dude, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because my bicep's so strong. You give it to me low and you're like, oh, I don't care where you put it on me. I'm like, oh, fuck you, dude. It's just the reality of the game. If you took that away from me, I have to have a stronger hand.
Yeah. So what I think happens is,
And that's part of the game.
It's gotten lower and lower because people's wrists and forearms are different sizes. So when you try to get it tight, you pull it down so that when you tighten it, it cinches up. Which some people, like Ian, his skin stops it from going up. You know, I wonder if
his
that's
old
just,
man skin.
it could be that, or it could just
No,
be
that's exactly
years and years of arm wrestling.
Those
He's
people
just
are
used
putting
to
the
it.
strap on wrong.
Yeah.
Riso spends some time. He's very particular about.
Yep.
You've ever seen
Yep.
Riso at East vs. West put his strap on? He's
Yeah.
very particular
Yep.
about how he.
And he does it
puts
perfect.
it on.
It lays across everybody's
perfect,
wrist
yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
I have not experienced that shit.
Yeah.
Man, so
If I learned it, I'll show you.
yeah, good.
Nice.
Good.
I'm trying. I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
Didn't
getting it.
quite get it.
Your
but
wife, his wife does it
close.
pretty good. You know, she'll put
Yeah.
that
She
does
thing,
it
lay
really
it
good.
on, and it
has a-
feels good.
She
Yeah,
learned it
no,
from Bill
I've-
Collins.
Yeah.
I've done it the
And
way
Bill
Bill
Collins
does it.
does the way
Yep.
he pulls it down. It's
Yeah.
very particular.
Yeah.
He showed her, and that's where she got the way you around the wrist. How you
Nice.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I've done.
But
Bill,
it's still,
I've done it the way
again,
Sky
it's
does
still
it.
advantageous
Done the way Bill
the further
Collins
down
does
it goes.
This guy should become a freaking ref, dude.
She's so not into it. But the
done
higher you get it,
Tried.
the less advantageous it is. And let's just try and take all advantageous out of the game. There's a guy that created a strap that is like, it looks a lot like handcuffs that like SWAT teams use. That's like zip ties.
Yeah, zip ties, yeah.
And it zip ties together, and then there's another zip tie at the top. So you each have a circle around your wrist, and then it cinches at the top. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's orderable. It's somewhere on YouTube.
I'll
I'd have
tell
to
you
find
this
it.
right now. People are going to complain about not being able to wrist flex through the strap when it's up that high. It's like, well, get your fucking wrist flexion stronger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's just on and on and on. It'll just always be at that.
Yeah, but like that would be a really easy change. I feel like if it went around everyone the same, it
Exactly.
would
I
be
think
so
that would be sick.
uncomplicated.
Yeah, it takes all the complication out. It's just wrap it around the highest point of your
Yeah,
wrist, right
high
under your
point
hand.
wrist. And now I can't power through
Right,
down here.
right. Yeah, you can't.
Does it make it easier to top roll though?
No,
No,
the only
it
person
probably
it's
makes
easier
it
for is hooking.
I think it makes it easier to get to top. I think it makes it easier to top roll.
There is a reason that no one who top rolls wants it high.
Hi. Yeah.
Everyone who top rolls wants it low
low,
because
yeah.
you can engage.
Well, hold
this
on a
faster.
second. We're talking about two different things. We're comparing apples and oranges now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about the strap low. We're talking about the strap high.
Yes.
So assuming you have the strap high on both wrists,
Yep.
it's going to make it very easy to top roll.
I don't think it makes it easy.
I don't know.
No,
I think
yeah,
it would.
That would be something you would have to test. I don't think.
Yeah, we could-
I don't.
we could
I don't
definitely
think.
test
Oh, we're
that.
testing it someday.
Yeah,
I
we're
think it
definitely
would.
testing
Let me
Yeah.
work through the thought process.
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm crazy.
We can go get a strap right now.
We should. let me talk through the
Go
thought
get a strap
process.
while he talks about it.
If we're in a grip, we get the strap on. Like you said, it's harder to hook because wrist flexion, you need more of it. Your wrist has to be stronger because you don't have a strap down your arm. We agree on that?
I think it's subjective. We don't know.
No.
We don't know
Yeah,
yet.
so here's what I think. I think that when you have it around your wrist.
No. Let's start with here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I agree with you. Yes.
When it's low on your wrist, it's easier to get a hook.
Sure.
And it's going to be harder to hook when it's high on your wrist.
Well, it's easier to top roll when it's low.
Right, but we're talking about one thing at a time.
Both having high.
Both having high, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Why I think it's going to be easier to top roll is because you're going to be so much weaker in your wrist. And if I'm top rolling and you're trying to stop me from top rolling, your wrist is so much weaker and our hands are tied together now. You can't defend against the top roll because we're tied together.
But a top roll is an attack on the fingers.
Yeah, and your fingers are tied to my hand. So you can't move your fingers on my hand. You can't get away from me. You can't slip.
But like put
You're
it on.
tied to my hand.
What I'm saying about it being advantageous for.
Well, I think it's shit for top rolling anyway. Personally, the strap.
I think what you'll get is a lot
so
of
weird.
what you see Zilla do. I think you'll
Yeah.
see a lot more guys in
Yeah.
that position,
Yeah.
possibly.
There or
Awesome.
here.
Me, yes.
for arm wrestling.
yeah, I think
Just
so.
The matches
Flat.
are slower. It's grinding.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
No, I think it also could be the flat pronation too.
yeah.
It's
So-
got this,
Exactly.
just straight up.
Yeah, I feel like this isn't even a part of the game. Or typically, if we get in a strap,
You don't feel like it's harder or easier?
no.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not harder or easier.
Not harder or easier. This is just being
Like
stuck
a
together.
But if I'm top rolling you,
Do you feel like it's easier to top roll?
I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
figure
I
that
feel
out.
like it's
I was trying to imagine it in my head before having it.
yeah.
not harder or
But now
easier.
I'm imagining it might be easier to hook because my hand is tied to you and I can't get out of your hand
Yeah.
Right.
Look,
Yeah.
to top roll.
Right.
Here. The matches are going to turn in.
Yeah. It's going to have a lot more
Which is why
side.
I don't like the strap.
We're not
because
the
I
first
can't.
people to follow.
You can't do it.
bad.
Yeah.
I wonder
move my
why
hand.
this has
Unless
This is a
and
Bob
getting
Brown-
stronger is probably something.
Devin
Right.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like with those
So
guys, right?
that's what I was gonna
We're
say
qualified
is
to have this conversation just like anybody else.
yeah,
Definitely,
but
definitely.
this is the point.
But
of this.
they've had it before.
Well, I would
wondering
be
why.
curious to have hear their thoughts too.
Yeah, why did
we-
that not stick?
We're definitely
why didn't it
qualified because we are arm wrestlers, and this is a pain point for a lot of people.
yeah,
you
feel
know?
it on where I'm saying to put it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like
So-
you had less wrist flexion?
All the way
or-
around the top of the head
I definitely
At the
felt
highest
like I
point.
had
on both of us.
less wrist. It's not less wrist
This highest
flexion
point?
versus when the strap is low. I would say that my wrist is not as locked.
Like that.
Okay.
you know
You
what I
don't
mean?
need
Doesn't
that
mean
button.
I don't even
It's
feel
not
like
that you
don't
can
have
do
to
this
button it, you
easier.
can
It's
hold
just you don't do
I
this.
feel
as
like now
easy.
we're just locked.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So
Not like
you have,
somebody
you
has
have
to
your
do
hand
it.
you feel like you
If you have a
have.
strap low, it's
Yeah,
easy
no,
to just
I
keep
kinda
the wrist
like it.
straight.
Me too.
When it's
We're
up
stuck
here,
together.
it's
Because
easy
now,
to just
like, you can
just
still
go
move your
wherever.
wrist.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And I can
do
move
whatever
mine.
I
so
want.
we can-
Yeah.
And now the back pressure thing that everybody talks about, it's like, yeah, that's all. I think it's good for everybody if it's
I
high.
think it's good for everybody. Well, I think it's like
Like
it's
a
non-monogamous.
neutral.
I don't know if it's good for everybody. though.
I don't know.
Because if it gives the hooker an advantage, then it's not good for
Well,
everybody.
I'm just gonna say I don't know if it's good for everybody, but I know that I don't feel like shit in it, and usually I feel like shit in the strap. Like anytime someone puts a strap, and I'm strapped to somebody, I'm like, oh god, okay, here we go. It just feels disgusting.
Yeah.
That didn't. It was just like there's material on my hand.
Yeah, and now you're stuck to me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would have to. We would all have to, I think, to form like a really
arm
good
wrestling.
opinion.
Yeah. We'd have to do science.
So our next podcast,
Looking forward to Sunday.
I don't know.
our next,
I'm not gonna arm wrestle,
I'm
but
not
I'm gonna.
signing up for that. I don't know.
our next podcast, we will be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool
Yeah.
though. I don't know. It's a thing
interested.
though. It's
Yeah.
a
It's
thing.
just so easy to replicate the same on everybody.
Yeah,
that's
the
the thing.
whole
It's
arm,
like-
it's
Because even in the professionals, even on East First West,
They're
guys
complaining.
will complain.
Yeah,
hey,
they're like,
man,
no.
It's too low
Too
on
low.
him.
Yep.
It's not low enough on me. No, hold on. You didn't pull that. You tightened it down before you pulled it back towards my wrist. Now it's too close to my knuckle.
So
and I can't get it.
let's talk a little bit about the card.
Yeah.
I'm doing Paul Tyler's podcast today, and I definitely need
Nice.
to get moving to get food in me before I do that. We have one of the competitors here,
yes, sir.
Lorenzo. One of the things I wanted to address with you while I had you here and try and catch you a little off guard, we didn't talk about this beforehand.
Interview.
What does it mean to you not only to win, but to prepare for a match? And here we are,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
What's that? What's
week
Week
that?
and a half. Sorry.
Week and a
it's
half.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like you're
9
coming to
days
practice
away.
on this weekend and gonna watch everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna
what does
watch.
Final prep look like? What's it look
Final
like for you?
prep right now is going a little bit lighter on the weights. Really
good.
focusing on my recovery. Making sure I'm not sore at all. This past Sunday, I pulled very little, and I felt pretty good. Like the next like 2 days after, so I felt like, all right, that's a good barometer to like how I'm feeling physically.
Yeah.
Eating, I'm trying to eat as much as I can. Getting as much protein as I can, making sure my nutrition's right, getting my supplements in.
Are you gonna be doing a water cut for this, or are you gonna?
No, I'm usually anywhere between 175 to 180. So I usually don't ever really have a cut.
What's the weight for your match?
It's 176. Is that correct? Yeah. So I'll probably either be
Skip a meal.
yeah. That's pretty much it. But the main thing for me is
Well,
just
so you'll weigh in
Yeah.
Friday though, and
Yeah.
then what's Friday look like for you? You make weight. You feel good. What's that night look like?
That night is probably going to be really chill. Again, recovery is paramount, so I'm going to be hitting the sauna as much as I can, self-massage. I'll probably get a professional massage sometime either Friday or Saturday. Yeah, recovery. For me, it's
Friday or Saturday this week?
this week, yeah.
Because you wouldn't do that right before.
No. You don't want any soft tissue stuff done that close to
fuck
competition.
that,
So yeah, I think for me, it's all about recovery and just feeling strong at the table on Saturday.
Thoughts on opponent? We've seen some of his training.
Yes.
We've seen some of his training.
Yes.
He looks good on the ropes.
Yeah.
And the ropes are good. He does have wrist straps on.
So I'm gonna pause you on that. Yeah, those ropes looked very impressive, but that video, Livingston, that looked pretty old to me. That looked like you did that like 5 years ago, dude.
Really?
You're not.
But I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Yeah, ropes. You can climb ropes. That's cool. Yeah, Livingston
impressed.
is legit, man. I saw some of his matches. I saw a few of his tournaments where he did really well. I saw his super match with Ian Wagner, which I thought he did pretty good against Ian then. I mean, even though that was like 3 years ago.
Ian's gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah. So I can honestly say like I'm a bit nervous. You know,
cool.
Never mind. He is impressed.
Yeah,
He is
because-
impressed. You got him scared.
I mean, yeah. I usually whatever I take seriously, I'm gonna get nervous for.
He like looks like the good version of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Older, more experienced.
Yeah. Been in the game longer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm super excited. I'm like,
I'm looking forward to it too. You guys are both gonna go in the same lane. I see it right now. No matter who thinks they're gonna do what trick,
Yeah.
it's gonna go, and you both
So
are gonna stop.
my question is the last podcast, people probably saw the snippet that I threw in there of you versus him at Texas State.
yes.
What do you remember from that?
I remember him really getting the jump on me even before the
Okay.
go. I remember being super upset before that. Like I pinned him because he was kind of like insinuating that he had me, and I think both of us kind of knew like that's not the case, dude. I know you felt me. I kind of felt you. You know,
So you feel like you're gonna smoke him then?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that either because I think I'm a okay arm wrestler, and I don't think I have that sort of cred yet to be like, yeah, I'm going to smoke that motherfucker. You know, once I beat him, and then we'll see who's next, and then once I can beat them, then maybe a little bit more of a ego will come out. But I think right now I think it's best to stay humble, but stay focused and stay confident.
I think who's next has to be the winner of Trayton and Polanco.
Oh, interesting.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Well, that'll be great, but I would like
I'm sorry. Good.
I would like when I do beat Livingston, I would really like to go against Drew Thompson. And maybe that is...
You mean the winner of Drew and Heath? Like if Drew gets
Sure. Yeah, but I feel...
It's a big ask. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
if Drew wins again, I don't know.
If Drew wins again, we have to put Drew up against the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to throw in the
Because
motherfucking deep end.
that'll be twice.
But again, that's just me.
No, I'm thinking
That's
because
me
I also
feeling
had,
him
like,
the last. Even though he beat me in the last tournament, I really felt like I could have had something there that I didn't.
Yeah.
So me and Drew kind of talked a little bit, and he gave me a little bit of a confidence boost. So that
Yeah.
going with that, I would like it. It doesn't have to be like the next one, but I think
It'll
in the
definitely
future,
be.
I would really like to go.
The only
against
reason
Drew.
why I paused is because of Getzel and Abelardo.
At
Yeah.
155.
No, 165.
Oh,
Yeah.
160.
Actually, they're doing 176, I think.
Oh,
Because
really?
Getz is at 165 right now, and Abelardo is at 170. And I
So
was
they're
like,
doing
oh.
165. I'll
Yeah.
talk to Getz. He's not going to 76.
Yeah.
He won't gain any.
He won't gain
I think
There's no
it's
way.
65.
He's nice, and
Yeah,
he'll be like,
right,
"Oh no."
I'm pretty sure it's
He's got to
165.
defend himself.
Is Abelardo still pulling?
Oh yeah.
Because I saw him. He left the chat.
He did.
Yeah.
I didn't see
talked to
that.
him?
Yeah. I was in
Oh,
this.
he's the only person I didn't get training footage from.
Yeah, that was. I had a concern when I
Yeah,
saw
they're
him
doing
in
it
the chat.
at 165. He said, I'm
Sorry,
170 on Sunday.
What? Oh, on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, you just talked to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, nice. I was a little worried, but no.
Great. Yeah, but if Drew wins, there's a lot of fun for Drew.
I think maybe put him against Ian. Because didn't he call out Ian the last?
fucking
He
did.
sure did. Sure did.
did.
So
that's fun.
I think that would be a great match right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
It's Ian or Greg Gray.
We're talking
Ian or
about
Greg
Ian?
Gray? What?
Yeah.
It's got to be Ian, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Isn't
Ian.
Greg a lefty?
No.
Yes.
No.
Greg's lefty.
Well, he's not at all. He's
thought
he's not even that successful lefty, but it's good.
It's
Ian's left.
the last time I polled Greg,
It's not that he's
his
lefty by
left
choice.
was way stronger
Yeah.
than his right.
Yeah, something happened. to him.
not by
But
choice.
that's not.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's not like historically what he
he's
was
a
ever
lefty
known for
right
being
now.
good for.
Well, now he's. I think now he's. I would call
I think
him
now
lefty.
he's a lefty.
He's not taking any right-hand matches. I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's hit
He's
him
just
up.
got a heel, yeah. Any of those are really fun for Drew. There's a lot of fun for Drew for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, whatever you guys feels
It'll be
like the
interesting
proper
to see. And if
match.
Heath beats Drew, the winner of your guys' match with Heath is interesting. For sure. Heath is interesting, period. It's a very
I mean,
weird-
he's very dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
Oh,
It's fun. I think that Rami and Drew is interesting.
really?
Yeah, it's fun.
Rami's a 98 guy.
Well, he can make up.
He can make 176?
Yeah.
I don't think really.
But I mean, if we did IFA classes
Like
and
187
had
or something?
a 187, that's fun.
Has Rami ever made 176?
187, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, Drew can totally hit that weight.
Yeah,
So-
Rami can make it. No
But
problem.
the idea is to
Oh,
just
gotcha.
stay with the East versus West weights.
Well, the only problem with East versus West currently is I actually think they have 187. We shouldn't see it. There's not a jump from 176 to 209. IFA classes.
Wait, didn't
165. There's no 176.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's
Craig
like
Toulier
165.
and-
Yeah, they did 190.
They did 190, okay,
189.
189.
Yeah,
Yeah, 165.
I say 187 because it's the 2-pound weight clothing.
Oh, the clothing allowance. Man, you don't need a fucking clothing allowance.
yeah,
That's just what
exactly.
they
Just
did.
me,
Get
just
butt naked.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Seriously.
nobody's gonna see. We can. There's plenty of rooms there.
I
No
agree.
need for a weight limit.
I don't understand the clothing allowance at all either.
Just stop it.
But that's an East versus West weight.
Yeah.
class.
Yeah,
189.
189. Yeah.
I plan on getting that.
Yeah, that's
that
good.
size.
That's good. Yeah.
That's so exciting. Cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys?
No.
No, I think it's good. I think you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're ready.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remain very impartial with teammates of mine arm wrestling. A lot of people are like, "Oh, that's your boy." I hope either of you win. I really hope you put on a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all about making the sport fun, and we put these matches together in terms of these are going to be bangers.
Right.
The way that styles match up.
Yeah.
What is everybody's views? We'll go around the table before the event, and I'll give mine first on Bedwell and Caleb, left and right. And how do we feel about them doing it the way they just recently proposed doing it?
Going left and then going right.
They want to go left and then go right and then go left and then go right. Not like the gauntlet where it was first to two, but doing their whole match that way.
Yeah.
They want to swap pads. Todzilla and Herman Stevens.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah. Herman one
They wanna
left.
do it like them.
Todd one
How did that
right.
match go for Herman and Todd?
Herman one left. Todd one right.
Well, I know, but like, how did it go?
It was great.
was
It
a
was
war.
awesome. Yeah.
On
yeah.
both hands, it was a
yeah,
war.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All
so
the way
no
through.
breaks.
No breaks.
Do we think they're both athletic enough to do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
They're both in pretty good shape.
Absolutely.
They're both pretty
Yeah.
good.
Very special.
And if both,
match.
I mean, both of them are calling for it. I mean,
and they're
why
both
not?
ranked in the opposite hands. Crazy.
Kind of weird. I don't know. I
It's
kind of want to watch
super
that.
weird.
I
But
kind
it's
of want to
fun.
go back and watch.
I just watched it.
But for a main
minute.
event, I think that makes it even more like
elevated,
Unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, unique.
and they're fighting for a belt.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
I just wish we did more promotion of that. Because it can be confusing to people. Like, why the fuck are they going back and forth, switching arms, no breaks, these other matches? You know,
Well, just
whatever.
make a
You
post and just like
do
you
a
know.
good job of explaining it during the video.
Yeah, and I can explain it too for
Yeah.
sure.
Because the promotions.
We
is
could
not
still
gonna
call
be
it a
what-
gauntlet match.
Yeah.
Promotions are not going to be what lasts forever. It's going to be the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but trying to help people understand and explain what arm wrestling is,
But you gotta
this
do
is
the
something
video.
that like rarely ever.
I think that I'll
know,
be
so
able to
it's like-
explain.
Yeah.
When we're gearing up for it, like this is the main event.
Frank especially.
yeah.
Frank especially.
And
But I
and
think-
him and I will rehearse how we want to spell that out to people.
Yeah.
What it means to have a gauntlet match at Flashpin. Is
Yeah.
you're going to do both hands.
I'd
There
say you
will be
sleep
no
on
break.
it. I'd say we sleep on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But if we went around the table,
Think
you would
about
say,
it.
I'm not sure. I
Of how
would
that's
say
gonna
it
go?
sounds fun. No, like what you think of the match being done that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not normal. It's not part of any other
Yep.
anything that's ever happened. And it's like, it's cool. It's almost in the same breath as Mazarenko's idea for his thing because you're trying to find out who is the top guy.
Yeah.
Because Caleb is really strong left, Michael's really strong right. But we're actually just trying to find out who is the best all around
Yes.
arm wrestler.
Yeah.
But not everybody cares about one arm or the other. Some guys are like, nah, I'm only a left-hander. I'm only a right-hander. And the only problem that I see is it could leave room for that. I'm not really a right-handed guy anyway, so I whooped you left. It leaves room for some
But
weird
both these
stuff.
athletes think they could do it both hands.
Yeah.
And so you only have that fight with guys that want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
fine.
that
I'm just
particular
saying people say a lot of things, and then when the results come, they're like,
Excuses.
well,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I feel that.
But I mean,
know.
if that's what you
Yeah.
signed up for,
Yeah, it's
right?
cool.
Both guys are saying this is the fight we want.
Yeah.
Is it the fight we give them?
Well, I think the other thing too is that you explain to them like, "Hey guys, you know what you want. There can't be any excuses for a
fuckeries
loss."
Who gets the belt if both guys, if Caleb wins left and Bedwell wins right?
You can't do it. You can't do a belt.
yeah, it has to be,
It
has to be one arm.
Yeah.
Unless we make like a BMF belt where it's like that's what that's.
Yeah.
That was the original
all
talk, right?
around,
That's the gauntlet belt.
the overall belt.
But
It could just doing it like that. It's just gonna go on forever. I already know it's gonna go on forever. It's just gonna be too much.
Yeah.
so then it's just the belt is for the right hand side.
But
Yeah.
then if we do that and Caleb wins left,
But we could. I mean, I would obviously tell him ahead of time and go, well, left hand is a win and he gets the rank, which is cool. The belt
no
is for
belt.
the right hand guy. And he
If
thinks
he-
he thinks he's gonna win right handed. To be honest, Caleb's views on this match, by the way, are I'm gonna win.
yeah,
He like has no doubt. This 230 version of him, he feels weird.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
looks solid. He
He
looks
looks
solid.
He looks great.
Yeah.
And Bedwell is like he's fucking dead both hands.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know who the fuck. I have no.
All right, who's gonna win?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
No
with,
idea. I think you go either way.
I'm gonna go with Bedwell wins on the right, Caleb wins on the left.
I'm not making a call like that. I'm a ref.
Stand impartial.
Still good.
Impartial, yeah.
I mean, just going off of the activity, I think I'm going for Caleb. Both. Yeah.
Both hands.
Both.
Right and
Yeah,
left.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy match. That's all I know. It's gonna
If it
be
was
good.
Tim Talmadge, how would you feel?
Against who?
Bedwell.
Oh man. If we gave Tim time, he's beating everybody.
You know, I don't think he needs
beating-
time.
Doesn't need
That
time.
man won a tournament off a bender.
Just
Let's
saying.
keep it
I
real.
said,
Me and him-
I
Yeah,
said he's beating anybody
Yeah,
you give him time.
But I mean, he's getting off the couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Killing.
smacking both of them.
Eating
He
bacon.
smacked Caleb off the couch.
Eating
Not off the
bacon.
couch. Let me tell you how he
You
got
gotta
it.
hear it. This was 2 weekends ago in
man.
Florida.
I don't know how much we're allowed to say.
We can't say everything,
So
but
let me
let's
just
say
say-
partying
go.
partying happened.
Yeah, we partied hard, and by 3 a.m., Tim's home.
Yeah.
And everybody's safe, and everybody's happy. But we definitely were doing some staggering around this motherfucker at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And I hear he's competing the next morning.
And I'm
I'm downstairs, and I'm like, I'm bet him like 5 different times in the bar. Caleb's gonna smoke your ass, bro. I'm sorry. You're fucked up, bro. Caleb right now is drinking his fucking nutrients, and he's sleeping like a good country boy. Like, his wife isn't in his bed.
Right.
Like, he
He's-
hasn't fucked for 3 weeks. He's real serious.
He's
And
good to go.
you're not. And boy, did he just shut him down.
You
Like,
were wrong.
You gave him
I'm so wrong.
You gave him the fire.
Now,
I will never
lit
bet
the-
against you. 1.
He lit the
Two,
fire.
2, you'll never make 198. 3, you're a fucking monster, man. All the respect in the world. Blew me away.
man.
All he kept saying to me is, I've done this for 20 years, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat him. And I'm like, stop, you're crazy. No, he's done this
he
for 20
smacked
years. He's gonna
everybody,
beat him.
everyone, and then he reffed after that.
Yeah.
And then he reffed, yeah. Like, just a gangster.
For 2 days.
Tim's a
That was
gangster.
Yeah.
He's just been doing it forever. His body's ready.
Yeah.
His body is ready. He came down
It's just armor.
the day
Full of
of.
popcorn and some tequila.
No, with a plastic container full
Full
of
of bacon.
cooked
Yeah.
bacon. And
I
I
can
was
tell,
like,
though.
that
Not 6
is
pieces.
actually smart.
Smart.
Protein and fats
Yeah.
All that energy.
before you have to perform.
Yeah.
Tim knows what's up.
Yeah. He
We
knows
fucking
what's up.
love Tim.
He's secret killer. Bro.
Yes. Secret. It's on blast now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
No
out.
secrets, Tim.
Yeah.
You're real.
out.
Real.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dustin's got to get out of here.
I gotta go. I
So
need to
we're
go
gonna-
right
Yeah,
this
let's
second.
wrap it up.
We'll shut it
Yeah.
down.
So Tim Talmadge is coming to ref.
Tim
Our
Talmadge is
event will
coming
be fun to
around.
have him come out.
His son's
Tune
coming too,
in.
which will be super
Yeah,
cool.
his son.
Cool.
He'll get to. Hopefully, we can get Matthew out so that they can pull.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a match with both of Jonah, which is Tim Talmadge's son, and Matthew Pressler, who's on our team. Kid's friggin' monster. They're both the same age, but Matthew is
Competing.
he's a step
level ahead.
above.
Yeah,
That boy is
beating men.
super. Yeah,
He's beating
he's doing well. But if they can pull together and they can
Work
get
together.
that
Practice.
knowledge and it's
If
gonna
you
be
guys are
sick.
local, you should come out if you
Yeah.
can. Are there any seats left? Oh, never mind.
any
Just
seats
kidding. If you're local, get
Don't
the
get the
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view. FlashFitProductions.com.
Yeah. Cool.
Happy to be back. Happy to see everybody.
Yes.
All right,
Peace
we're out.
out.
Peace.